there, fellow Kerbal Knots, and welcome back to Kerbal Space Program. We are playing 1.2.0.1532 pre-release, and I'm your host, Christopher Tarantola. And here we got, as you can see, a Science Plane 1. Now, I wanted to point out a couple things before we launch this sucker. The first of which is they've added even more different categories, including coupling and payload, which separates even more the different things that you used to have in mostly in the utility. The utility just like they threw everything in there. It was just utility was really more aptly named miscellaneous. So they seem to be doing a little bit more separation with that, which I think is great. It just makes things easier to find, in my opinion. So we got a communications antenna on the bottom here. We got some science and a battery in there. Some solar panels on the top just so that we don't run out of battery. And a basic design. I'm not all that experienced with airplanes, quite frankly. So I'm counting on these for my maneuverability. I don't have any flaps on this thing. Just the swept wings. And so we're going to test it out and see if that works. One other thing I wanted to show you. Because of the settings, Valentina has respawned. If you remember, she died in the first flight into space. But here she is, alive and well, apparently. I'm not going to use her because I'm going to act like she died. Because in my mind, she actually died. And this is just like a bot with her likeness. However, that's I know that's a setting that you can set it to where they don't respond before you start the game when you're setting things up. So let's launch this thing and see how it does. Okay, let's go ahead and fast forward to the next day. And there a good warp to next day button? I don't know. Yeah, let's get a little bit further in the day. That's better. Okay. So we are gonna go ahead and F5 this just so that we have to warp again, and if we mess up on the launch, and I'll put TSAS on as well. All right, Jeb, make this happen for us, sir. Upgraded these once, and that was a little bit ago, I think. Basically, what I'm trying to do is I'm trying to get enough science so that we could build something to go to Duna or Eve. So I'm pulling up, and we have liftoff. However, we pulled up a little bit too aggressively. So we're going to F9 that and try it again. Again, I'm not that experienced with these things. It's gliding beautifully. Just no longer had power. Part of that is how far up my wheels are, but that's also try and make it easier to lift off. Because that's a little bit behind where the pivot for the center of mass is. Let's try it again, shall we? Alright, Jeb. Pulling up a little bit. Not too much, though. There we go. Oh, Nelly. Whoa. A little bit unstable. There we go. Had a tendency to turn on you a little bit. Roll. Alright. Just pull that up. Just to keep an eye on things. I probably should have dumped the monopropellant. I guess that's just naturally in this front tank here. So we want to try and go to some different biomes and get science from different biomes. So I'm thinking best way to do that is to go down here because we got Badlands. It's a long flight, so I'm not going to make you literally wait through this whole flight. So yeah, I will. I'll see you guys when I make it over here. Like really, like I'm literally going to the other side of the planet. So see you there. Wow, okay, so I'm actually going to show you that because did you hear that? The air effect sound? That was incredibly great. Also, I'm having a really hard time controlling this thing. I'm not sure why it's making me roll over. I think it has something to do with the way I have set up my control surfaces here. That's what I have a feeling it is. Yeah, let's just flare all our speed out. Maybe if I bring down my throttle a bit. Okay, now we want to stop descending. Yeah, those air sound effects have definitely been an improvement. I don't know. It's been a long time since I've flown a plane, but since the last time I've flown a plane, which yeah, it might have been 1.1, if not 1.0 rather than 1.1. I don't honestly remember. Okay, yeah, speed it up just a little bit. I want to maintain my speed. I don't want to be slowing down. There we go. That's good. Alright, so now I'll truly see you on the other side of the planet. Okay, so we have headed all the way to the other side of this continent. And I'm still fast forwarding because, this is probably the longest, most boring video I've ever made, which I don't know why you're still watching. But if you are, I thank you. Thanks for watching. And we got some interesting stuff going on, sort of. So I take some science and I'm just trying to look at the different biomes. I don't have any biome data yet. Obviously, I don't have any mods on here to tell me the biome, and I need upgraded probe core to be able to tell what the biomes are underneath while it's orbiting. So at this point, I'm just kind of going by doing the crew report and seeing what it says over Kerbal highlands or mountains or whatnot. I'm kind of trying and hoping that I get to the Badlands. So here I'm just taking some science and sending it back to Kerbin. That's the whole point of this mission, honestly, is just a bit of a science grind mission. Though, to do highlands and mountains, I could have gone a lot closer within the same continent as the launch KSC than having to go all the way to this continent over here. But, I had never been over here by airplane. As you can see, I didn't build the most sturdy airplane. It starts to twist and turn and wobble on me in ways that I really was not trying to. I'm just trying to lift my pitch, and at some point, I think it just kind of goes a little haywire. But in the end, it got me over here. I never got to see the Badlands though, and I try and make it over these mountains. And honestly, I'm trying to land it at some point, just so that I can save the game and come back to it another time, because it was just taking so long. I mean, at this point, I had already recorded like 2 hours worth or something like that, and I was honestly a little tired and just wanted to come back to it, be able to land it, save it, and then come back to it and continue on my journey. And so we just go over these mountains here, and I'll let you listen to the music until we make it to the other side. Okay, so here we come in for our landing. I haven't performed too many landings in my day. I haven't built too many airplanes in my day. And as you can see, it we do have a bit of a rud on our hands. But that's okay, because guess what? The science made it intact, minus the materials bay. And Jeb is still alive, and that's always a plus, right? So we go ahead and finish up our science, and we head on back to the KSC. This is, I know, a very short video, though it might feel very long, just based on there wasn't a whole lot going on with it. You're just flying over the ocean. But in any case, I really appreciate you guys watching. As always, I really appreciate it. If for some reason you did choose to like this video, go ahead and hit that like button. Do hit the subscribe button. I have a lot of other stuff that is probably a little bit more interesting for you. And as always, I'll talk to y'all later. Bye.